My name is Julian Snelling and I've decided to do a philosophy EE, however with a bit of a scientific twist. My topic of choice is consciousness, which is based off of a book I read during the break, and surprisingly presented a very new, detailed, somewhat surreal twist on a topic which seemed very basic to me. I previously thought of consciousness as being a simple term for someone conscious or aware of the world around them. However, in reading this book, I discovered the complete way in which I was misled, and how different schools of thought and understanding consciousness is not purely scientific, but philosophical and psychological as well. Interestingly, there is this one section within a chapter on the impacts of cranial disorders on consciousness, something about how consciousness is affected by going into different states or trances. This is because science provides the basis of the problem, an understanding of the impact of dual personalities on the brain. However, with intervenient philosophy, this takes it one step further, as it applies the theories of philosophy and open-mindedness and binds the two topics together in a way that I perceive not only to be purely fascinating, but ingenious, as philosophy intervenes and takes over from science where science can, surprisingly, to me, go no further. This biological philosophy provides inputs the creativity into science, which I see to be the lacking factor of present-day science, as it all revolves around observation and conclusion, while philosophy is all about the thought process and all about taking different perspectives to see what the outcome is. Philosophy also allows for the collection of data from another perspective, one that doesn't just conclude, but further applies and interprets through distinct schools of thought. This is a simple example of my topic, where philosophy took over from science in the sense of applying this constantly disputed theory of consciousness and applying it to a foundational discovery of cranial disease. Once again, several schools of thought are formed and further theorized, and knowledge progresses. Surprisingly, instead of making consciousness a much simpler topic, it makes it more disputed through the different schools of thought. This is where I find fascinating and why I chose philosophy, because it's not as simple one single theory as biology or the other sciences. It's much more open to my argument, and in my opinion more positive, as everyone gets an opinion. This is why I chose to do my topic on philosophy, as to me it would enable me to include both of my opinions in biology and as well as philosophy, but instead of just sticking to fact, I would be able to defer and choose different schools of thought and maybe come up with my own. I never know. Thank you.